Welcome to Breaking Ties, Destination Divorce. This is your go-to source for practical advice and support while you go through the divorce process. Join us each weekday for a quick chat where we'll cover a variety of topics such as child custody, property division, and self-care. Together, we'll explore emotional, financial, and legal aspects of divorce and help you find the best path forward for you and your family. Here's your host and Certified Divorce Financial Analyst Professional, Mike Fulkerson.
Hi, and welcome back to Breaking Ties, Destination Divorce. I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, Financial Advisor and Certified Divorce Financial Analyst Professional. Today, we're going to tackle a topic that's really close to our hearts, and that is what happens to beloved pets during the divorce process. Our furry companions often become cherished members of the family, and their well-being becomes a significant concern during separation. Now, let's explore how the courts handle pet ownership and what you can do to ensure the best outcome for your animal friend. Traditionally, pets were viewed as property in divorce proceedings, similar to furniture or household items. However, recently this has been changing. Increasingly, the courts are recognizing the emotional bond between human and pets, leading to a more nuanced approach to pet ownership during divorce. And many states now prioritize the best interest of the animal, just like the children, when determining ownership or custody arrangements. Might seem a little strange. However, our furry friends are our companions. So we got some factors that are considered, and the court's going to consider quite a number of them. We're going to go through a few here, and it's going to include things like who primarily cared for the pet, who did the feeding, the walking, the training, the vet care. You got the financial responsibility, who has really historically covered the pet's expenses. Living situation, can each spouse provide a stable and loving environment for the pet? And then you got children's involvement. If children are attached to the pet, their bond and well-being may be considered. Now, depending on the circumstances, different ownership arrangements might be established. You got sole ownership, so one spouse receives full responsibility for the pet, plain and simple. There's shared ownership, so both spouses share care and decision-making for the pet, potentially with a visitation schedule. And then you got a mediation, which is reaching an agreement outside of the court that can be beneficial for both parties and the pet. Got some important considerations, though. One, you got to document everything. And so that will show, when you pull all this documentation together, that who did the caring, who did all the responsibilities for the pet. Consider consulting with a divorce attorney experienced in handling pet custody issues. There's then looking at, really just prioritizing the pet's well-being. I mean, remember, the ultimate goal is to ensure a stable and loving environment for your furry friend. Alternatives you may want to consider if things don't work out would be things like finding a new loving home. And I mean, that's going to be extremely difficult and hard, but it could be the best choice. You could rehome with friends or family. So if you got a trusted friend or a family member who can provide a stable and loving home, it could be a good alternative as well. So it's, like anything in divorce, deciding pet ownership is quite emotionally challenging. You're going to want to understand the legal landscape, seek professional help from a divorce attorney, and prioritize your pet's well-being when you navigate this process. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Breaking Ties, Destination Divorce. Should you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments or reach out. I'm happy to help. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. All the best.